Hello doll fans and welcome back to Beauty Inside a Box. Today I'm really excited because it's Wicked season. I have two of the new Wicked dolls. These are the slightly more deluxe dolls. They're made by Mattel. Mattel in recent years has definitely been having some quality issues. So, you know, I'm going to talk about these dolls. They did cost £50 each. They're beautiful, but I'm not sure if the quality is quite worth £50. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. And please, I encourage you to discuss in the comments. Last year, I unboxed these Wicked dolls as well. They're stunning. The same quality problems still apply. £50. And this material, oh, feels like a raincoat. Anyway, if you love dolls as much as I do, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Check me out on Instagram and TikTok, and also consider supporting me on Patreon. I have loads of exclusive videos on my Patreon. I just made a video all about the Barbie collector line and the history of that line, and also kind of about the experience of being a Barbie collector and how it's changed over the decades. I'm really proud of that video, so definitely go and check it out. Supporting me on Patreon starts from just $3, so what do you have to lose? It might be a good Christmas present for someone as well. I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about Wicked for Good. The first thing I have to say about Wicked for Good is I'm so annoyed it's not called Wicked Part 2. Because obviously, like, there's Wicked Part 1 and then Wicked for Good. Like, that just really frustrates me. Like, you gotta keep with the naming convention, you know? I have actually already seen the film. It doesn't come out for another, like, week and a half, but I've already seen it. I got to go to a preview screening and Ariana Grande was there, Cynthia was there, John M. Chu was there, and loads of other members of the production team. They did a Q&A, and oh my gosh, everyone spoke so passionately and eloquently about this film. Like, I was really impressed. It seemed so genuine, their love for each other and their love for this film. It was really inspiring, actually.
We're allowed to excavate these beings and figure out what makes them tick, figure out what the traumas were, figure out what their likenesses were, figure out what made them different but actually very alike, which is why they could connect and become friends who love each other deeply.
The film itself was great. Let me tell you, it doesn't disappoint. It's a great, great, great film. I personally don't think it was as good as the first film. I think I enjoyed the first one just a little bit more, but you know, still a great film. There's an embargo on it, so we're not actually allowed to talk about it, but I feel like saying it's good is fine. I can say that, right? Anyway, throughout the film, both Cynthia and Ariana get to wear some incredible costumes, perfect costumes to create dolls out of. Especially Ariana Grande, like, oh my gosh, her costumes were like perfect for a doll. Same with Cynthia, they just had like some great costumes, and these are probably the two most signature costumes from the film. They appear on the poster, they appear in a lot of the marketing, and they wear these costumes a lot throughout the film. Let's first of all have a quick look at the boxes. I love the art style for these films, can I just say. I never thought pink and green would work so well together, but they really do. It looks very Art Deco. You can see this silhouette of Ariana here, and this silhouette of Cynthia here. Like I said, I just love the design for these boxes and for the film in general. She's in a circular window, kind of reminiscent of Ariana's bubble in the film. There's these images of them and this gold Wicked logo, and it says Thrillifying Elphaba Throp. And then here's the back of the box, and it says Wickedly Beautiful Witch is wonderful just the way she is. Wickedly just reminds me of the wickedly talented Adele Dazeem. Iconic. There's little images up here in the corners and stuff. Great. Interestingly, they seem to have decided not to print the Wicked web address anywhere on the box, which was maybe for the best because, as you may remember, there was a bit of a controversy last year when they misprinted the Wicked web address. Instead of taking you to the official Wicked website, it took you to an adult website. I love how the yellow brick road kind of circles this as well. And I just want to call it right now, I bet that you see this skirt under this coat, I bet you the skirt is stitched to the coat, like they're one piece, like it's not two separate pieces. I'm going to bet that right now. Elphaba has like green branches behind her, whereas Ariane has some, what looks like cherry blossoms behind her. Beautiful in pink. The back of her box says, Enchanting Glinda Upland. Thank Oz for good news, Glinda, the best witch of all. And then other than that, the boxes are very similar. So now I've shown you the boxes, I'm going to take them out of the box and give you guys a closer look at the dolls. Something has changed within me. Look at them. Elphaba and Glinda are free of their packaging, and first impressions, I like these dolls. I think they're really good. I still don't think they're worth £50 personally. £30 would have been a great price. The extra 20 was just a bit ridiculous. But you know, like, we're going to talk about... They really don't want to hold their props, which is annoying me. By the way, it's pouring with rain outside, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. Hopefully you can't. Let's talk about the Queen, Glinda, first. My favourite Ariana Grande, who I think looked at me yesterday. She might have looked at me at the preview screening. It looked like she was looking at me, or she might have been looking at the little girls that were behind me screaming her name. But anyway, now the first thing I want to mention is I was not very impressed with how these sparkles were like stuck on to the material. I thought it looked kind of cheap, but I guess they're trying not to use glitter because glitter is bad for the environment. Maybe that's the case. But I actually am quite impressed by this tool. Like, it's quite floaty. It doesn't feel really stiff. And that really annoys me when material feels really stiff. I mean, even in last year's Ariana Grande Glinda doll, the material sounds horrible and feels really stiff. This doll, the material is a lot nicer. It feels higher quality. I have a pet peeve though. I have something that really gives me the ick with dolls, and this doll has it, which is that all of the layers of tulle are sewn together at the back. Like, why can't they be separate pieces? Really annoys me. Like, why aren't they separate? Honestly, like, the amount of times I've considered, like, cutting them apart and sewing them separately so that they can move, like, independently of each other. Let me know if anyone else gets annoyed about that. One pleasant surprise I had with this doll is that there are not one, but 2 layers of tulle. So that's quite good. And then like an underlayer, which is the cheapest material on planet Earth. But, you know, it's covered by 2 layers of tulle, so hopefully you don't really notice that. The crown is very cute. Gosh, imagine if these dolls were made in the 90s, like the quality would have been insane. And if these dolls were made in the 90s, I'm sure there would have been some painted details or some glitter or some gems on the crown, something like that. As it is just one big lump of plastic, which is a shame, but you know, it's still very cute. Her wand is very nice, you know. It's made out of this clear plastic, very movie accurate. Her face mold, I think looks pretty good. It definitely looks a lot like Ariana Grande. I'm not a massive fan of the kind of like weird raised eyebrows smile, which Glinda seems to have a lot, but you know, very cute. I'd love to know what Ariana Grande and Cynthia like really think of their dolls. Do they like them? Do they not like them? She has little see-through plastic earrings, and then the dress. Overall, I really like it, actually. I think this is a beautifully designed dress. I love this color on her. I love these tulle sleeves. Very ostentatious, very over the top. I love the netted sleeves here. Really nice. I'm glad they did that because I could imagine Mattel skipping out on the sleeves. And on her singing doll, she actually doesn't have the sleeves, but this doll does have the sleeves, so I like that. And then this bodice of the doll, very cute. It's a shame that all the details are just printed on. There isn't any kind of like beading or anything, but it's still very cute, very movie accurate. I've already spoken about the bottom half of the dress, but I do love the volume of it. It's a shame the tulle isn't hemmed. It has great movement and it has great volume. Like, this is a big ball gown. She came with these like see-through plastic shoes. They're very cute. Annoyingly, there aren't any elastic bands to hold them on, but they're very nice. These dolls have like bigger feet than Barbies, which is interesting. I think one of the main things I love about these dolls is the articulation is really, really good. The articulation is great. They are articulated in all the places you would want a doll to be articulated. The shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the knees. And Mattel never does the knees these days. So I really appreciate having articulation at the knees. I've recently kind of made a pact with myself that I'm not going to buy any more dolls that don't have good articulation. And I'm not going to buy any more dolls that have painted on clothing. They just end up going in storage and I never look at them. Even though sometimes the designs can be quite nice, they just feel in your hand so cheap, you know? So I'm trying only to buy dolls with good articulation. And this doll has great articulation. And I love her for that. All the Wicked dolls have pretty good articulation. Her hair is nicely styled and it's soft and long. I don't think it's as nice as last year's Glinda doll. If we look at them side by side, I mean, they look very similar. This is last year's. I just think her hair is a little bit softer. This year, it's a tiny bit shorter and I've given it a brush and it's just become like a big fluff ball, which I think is a shame. The last year's doll hair was like a little bit nicer quality, but this is still really soft. Okay, now let's talk about, she's wicked. The Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba. I like this doll. Again, very movie accurate. I have things I don't like about it, which I'll get into. The first and main thing I don't like about it is, as I suspected, the dress underneath is sewn to the coat, which I really hate. I just hate that. So cheap. They are sewn together, but you know, I'll ignore it. The other thing I find a little bit annoying is on her cape, this incredibly jagged hem. I know that's intentional. I know they've done that on purpose, but like it's already unraveling. And there's little threads coming off it. I just don't think this is going to last very long, this cape. But it's very soft and floaty, which is quite fun. Okay, again, the face mold is really, really good. She has her hat, which is very movie accurate. I have used an elastic band to hold it on there. Yeah, her face mold, very accurate, I would say. I think maybe even better than the Ariana Grande one. She's got these braids. Very nice. I'm pretty sure that in the movie, her hair is longer than this. I wish they kind of made it a little bit more exaggerated, maybe have it come down to like here. Just because for hair play, that would be a bit more fun. At the moment, it feels very short, you know? The jacket, I love that they've actually added stitches on the collar. And they've kind of really nicely made the collar. It's not just printed on, which I was afraid they might do. And then the coat kind of wraps round. It's got nice long black sleeves with a little slit. There's this kind of like geometric pattern on the coat. And it does go like all the way down to the floor. And the pattern continues into the back, which is again something we don't get very often from Mattel. So that's nice. I've spoken about the cape, not a massive fan of this jagged hem. I just don't think it's going to last very long, but the material is quite fun. It's very soft and floaty, and the pattern kind of looks like branches or like lightning. Very, very cool. I've just had another closer look at the jacket and, you know, there's these little buttons here. That's very cute. And there's some tulle like frills coming out the top. These little details are what makes these dolls, like, really, really nice high quality playthings. And I wish we had more details like that, but you know, it's still very, very good. She of course has her broomstick, and this actually has some painted details on, which I like. And she has these high black boots. Very cool. Have to say, I really like Elphaba's shoes in the film. They just always feel very kind of like sassy and cool. Comparing her to last year's doll, I don't know, like, I think I prefer last year's doll's cape. It just feels a bit more high quality. And I like that last year's doll has 2 layers to her dress. That's really nice. But then again, I guess this one does as well, sort of. Yeah, I don't know. I think these are kind of on par for me. They're both really, really nice dolls. Elphaba also came with the Grimoire, the spell book, and it does actually open. Nothing on the inside, unfortunately. And both the dolls came with their own stand. Obviously, they're kind of themed. And there we have it, doll fans. I opened the 2 new deluxe-ish Wicked dolls for the new Wicked for Good film. Please let me know what you think of the film once you've seen it. Please let me know what you think of these dolls. I have to say, overall, they're nice dolls. They are nice dolls. The material could be nicer, and the price point could be lower. I think £50 is too much. If I were you, I would wait till next year when these dolls go on sale to buy them, because I think £30 is a lot more reasonable. But I wanted to get them because I'm very much in a Wicked mood at the moment, because the second film is coming out next Friday, I think, when I'm filming this video. As I said, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel if you're new here, check me out on Instagram and TikTok, and I will see you real soon, doll fans. Bye! Thank you to Siren Kelly, Nikki, Sunny, Bobby and Cheryl, Imani, Tracy, Jico, Patty Heiss, Anna, Jordan, Cynthia, Raina Ray, Petra, Desi, Michael, @dolls_on-the-go, Jasper, Lillian Lish, Michael and Russ, Amber Rodriguez, Natalie, Doreen, Lexi, Jeremy, Shannon, Angelique, Spooky Mama Baker, Vito and Logan, Sophie, Ronnie, Megan, Heights Nurse, and Linda. And thank you to all my other Patreon supporters. Your support means everything.